Voice of Haiti, a wild window from the Caribbean highlands. Sponsored by Insidia, a citizen initiative of the Diaspora of Haiti.
Cyber salute to all. You are listening to The Voice of Haiti.
Haiti, the first black nation, set the record on January 1st, 1804. This is like a history page that no one will ever write anywhere else in the world. About 450,000 slaves kicked their masters out and created a free nation. A nation freed from hate, despite 300 long years of slavery. I am Arbel Kimek. This is Voice of Haiti.
The key word of this special edition is Jean-Jacques Dessalines. Happy Haitian Independence Day and Happy New Year to all of our listeners. I'm Brad Anderson.
Wikipedia refers to many sources for a balanced post about a capital event marking the world history. The Haitian Revolution, as said in French, La Révolution Haitienne, was a successful anti-slavery and anti-colonial insurrection by self-liberated slaves against French colonial rule in Saint-Domingue, now the sovereign state of Haiti. It began on August 22, 1791, and ended in 1804 with the former colony's independence. It involved blacks, Militos, French, Spanish, and British participants, with the ex-slave Toussaint Louverture emerging as Haiti's most charismatic hero.
The Haitian Revolution has often been described as the largest and most successful slave rebellion in the Western Hemisphere. Slaves initiated the rebellion in 1791, and by 1803, they had succeeded in ending not just slavery, but French control over the colony.
The Haitian Revolution, however, was much more complex, consisting of several revolutions going on simultaneously. These revolutions were influenced by the French Revolution of 1789, which would come to represent a new concept of human rights, universal citizenship, and participation in government.
In the 18th century, Saint-Domingue, as Haiti was known then, became France's wealthiest overseas colony, largely because of its production of sugar, coffee, indigo, and cotton generated by an enslaved labor force.
There were white planters, who owned the plantations and the slaves, and petite blancs, who were artisans, shopkeepers, and teachers. Some of them also owned a few slaves. Together they numbered 40,000 of the colony's residents.
Many of the whites in Saint-Domingue began to support an independence movement that began when France imposed steep tariffs on the items imported into the colony. The planters were extremely disenchanted with France because they were forbidden to trade with any other nation. Furthermore, the white population of Saint-Domingue did not have any representation in France. Despite their calls for independence, both the planters and Petit Blanc remained committed to the institution of slavery.
The three remaining groups were of African descent: those who were free, those who were slaves, and those who had run away. There were about 30,000 free black people in 1789.
Half of them were mulatto, and often they were wealthier than the Petit Blancs, and the slave population was close to 500,000. The runaway slaves were called Maroons. They had retreated deep into the mountains of Saint-Domingue and lived off subsistence farming.
Haiti had a history of slave rebellions. The slaves were never willing to submit to their status, and with their strength in numbers, 10 to 1, colonial officials and planters did all that was possible to control them.
Despite the harshness and cruelty of Saint-Domingue slavery, there were slave rebellions before 1791. One plot involved the poisoning of masters.
Inspired by events in France, a number of Haitian-born revolutionary movements emerged simultaneously. They used as their inspiration the French Revolution's Declaration of the Rights of Man. The General Assembly in Paris responded by enacting legislation which gave the various colonies some autonomy at the local level. The legislation, which called for all local proprietors to be active citizens, was both ambiguous and radical.
It was interpreted in Saint-Domingue as applying only to the planter class and thus excluded Petit Blanc from government. Yet it allowed free citizens of color who were substantial property owners to participate. This legislation, promulgated in Paris to Cape Saint-Domingue in the colonial empire, instead generated a three-sided civil war between the planters, free blacks, and the petits blancs.
However, all three groups would be challenged by the enslaved black majority, which was also influenced and inspired by events in France. Led by former slave Toussaint L'Ouverture, the enslaved world acted first, rebelling against the planters on August 21, 1791. By 1792, they controlled a third of the island. Despite reinforcements from France, the area of the colony held by the rebels grew, as did the violence on both sides. Before the fighting ended, 100,000 of the 500,000 blacks and 24,000 of the 40,000 whites were killed. Nonetheless, the former slaves managed to stave off both the French forces and the British who arrived in 1793 to conquer the colony, and who withdrew in 1798 after a series of defeats by L'Ouverture's forces. By 1801, L'Ouverture expanded the revolution beyond Haiti, conquering the neighboring Spanish colony of Santo Domingo, present-day Dominican Republic. He abolished slavery in the Spanish-speaking colony and declared himself governor-general for life over the entire island of Hispaniola.
You are listening to Voice of Haiti.
Yes, it was the only slave uprising that led to the founding of a state which was both free from slavery and ruled by non-whites and former captives. It is now widely seen as a defining moment in the history of the Atlantic world. The Declaration itself is a three-part document. The longest section, which is known as the Proclamation, functions as a prologue. It has one signatory, Jean-Jacques Dessalines, the senior general and a former slave. His secretary, Louis Bonan-Ternel, read out the proclamation, followed by the Act of Independence, which were both written by the latter. This declaration was later followed by an Independence Day speech from Dessalines, recited in Haitian Creole, in which he denounced France. It is not enough to have expelled the barbarians who have bloodied our land for 2 centuries. We must, with one last act of national authority, forever assure the empire of liberty in the country of our birth. We must take any hope of re-enslaving us away from the inhumane government. In the end, we must live independent or die.
Considering some verbal survey, Haitian patriots are becoming more and more sensitive to the word and reputation to the one who gave birth to their nation, Jean-Jacques Dessalines the Great. Jean-Jacques Dessalines, Emperor of Haiti, born on September 20th, 1758, West Africa. He died October 17, 1806, at Pont Rouge near the town of Port-au-Prince. Dessalines was the Emperor of Haiti who proclaimed his country's independence in 1804. As they faced political crisis under almost all presidential terms, one after the other, Haitians become more and more excited about reviewing their history and the one of their land. Governor of Saint-Domingue from 1803 to 1804, Dessalines kicked the French out by the Battle of Vertières, November 18, 1803, and ruled Haiti until he died. Dessalines was brought to the French West Indian colony of Saint-Domingue, Haiti, as a slave. He worked as a field hand for a black master until 1791, when he joined the slave rebellion that broke out in the colony amid the turmoil caused by the French Revolution. In the decade that followed, he distinguished himself as a lieutenant to the black leader Toussaint Louverture, who established himself as Governor-General of Saint-Domingue with nominal allegiance to revolutionary France. When Toussaint was deposed in 1802 by a French expedition sent by Napoleon Bonaparte to reconquer the colony, Dessalines at first submitted to the new regime. In 1803, however, when Napoleon declared his intention to reestablish slavery, which had been abolished by the French National Convention in 1794, Dessalines and other black and mulatto of mixed European and African descent leaders rose in rebellion. Such rebellion took Dessalines' campaign to the historic victory of Vertières. They expelled the French from Saint-Domingue, and on January 1, 1804, Dessalines, as Governor-General, proclaimed the entire island of Hispaniola an independent country under the Arawak-derived name Haiti. The following September, he adopted the title of Emperor as Jacques Premier. According to university professor Dr. Roland Lender, a Texas attorney and sociologist, January 1st does not only represent the independence of Haiti,
it also responded to the racial injustice created in the United States by excluding Africans from the right of citizenship in its Constitution of 1776. Back then, as opposed to the United States, Jean-Jacques Dessalines created a nation with peoples of different shapes, such as Africans, Indians, native of the land, Germans, Polonese, French, and others regardless of color and nationality. Following the Declaration of Independence in January 1804, the Constitution was written in 1805, and it is stipulated that all the citizens resided in this nation were black. What we also have to consider is the fact that Dessalines was able to surpass the cleavage of race based on skin colors established in America and reinforcing the pride of the citizens of the young nation by creating a black nation. This is why black in Haiti is long considered as a symbol of beauty and bravery. As Oswald Durand, a national bard, so well described in Chukun Seyon Marabout, poetry set to music and sung by several Haitian and foreign artists. Happy Independence Day.
Happy Independence Day to you as well, Professor.
Nous te voulons, chère patrie, puissante et fort à tous les yeux. Nous te...
Don't be surprised if until today most Occidental publications stand Toussaint Louverture as the one leader who took the people of Haiti to January 1st, 1804. Today's revolutionists are sustaining that some Europeans, even North Americans, are still not comfortable when listening to the name of Jean-Jacques Dessalines. For what happened on November 18, 1803, that inspired Dessalines with a strong, fresh, and black nation, which he called Haiti, is always considered as a massacre, as opposed seemingly to 300 long years of slavery that regularly carried all and every single unimaginable daily massacre on men, women, and children, even babies at birth, and on black women during pregnancy. This being said, it wasn't Toussaint Louverture who took the people of Haiti to the Freedom Land, it was Jean-Jacques Dessalines. Most of the Haitian patriots are very sensitive to this approach. Toussaint was arrested on June 7, 1802, and deported to Fort de Joux in France, where he died a year later. Of course, Toussaint Louverture was the precursor of the Haitian independence, as we shall bring this up someday. But with respect to January 1st, 1803, Jean-Jacques Dessalines is the man who materialized the dream. According to many, until today, the name Dessalines is not, nor has it ever been an easy one for a good recall in some European society. Still down the memory lane, living wistfully in the colonial times. With all the remaining complexities surrounding Haiti's reality by multiple crises, listeners living overseas ought to play carefully as they hear various interpretations referring to a man, a day, and a land. Happy Haitian Independence Day to you all. This special edition is aired to the attention of Haitian descents, friends of Haiti, and everyone on earth interested in the cause of freedom and liberty for all.
I am Arbel Kimmick. It is a pleasure for us at Voice of Haiti to wish all of our listeners a Happy New Year and, more importantly, Happy Haiti's Independence Day, either you are Haitian or not.
Please listen to Voice of Haiti in our programming throughout the United States and Canada. Apply to have our shows at insidia.org, Initiative Citoyenne de la Diaspora d'Haïti. I am Brad Anderson. This is Voice of Haiti.